Whoops. Sorry.
Whoa.
Getting my
Where am I?
headphones on.
I'm trying to figure out which planet I'm on currently.
Planet Earth.
Earth. Hour.
Earth.
11th.
11th.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Hey, you
What
too.
the heck? Come on.
Hey, yay.
Isn't that the first thing that comes to your mind?
Oh, we haven't had Thanksgiving yet, so I wasn't even thinking of it, but it's okay.
Well, that's
Still,
normal.
It's coming tomorrow for my family.
That's nice. A lot of people just spread it out over a number of days. You can just keep eating. It's a 4-day holiday.
I didn't eat much. I didn't eat anything yet because
You guys were going to do something. You had something cooking yesterday.
just
Didn't
regular
you?
dinner stuff.
Well, I saw a Facebook post that actually said the menu.
Oh, we made tikka masala, I think.
That's it. It
Which is
sounded
one of my more
exotic.
favorite foods.
Well,
And I
nice.
had a lot of Rolos. We bought like a big bag of them.
You did? You actually buy candy by the bag when it's not Halloween?
Sometimes if
That's
I'm
cool.
real depressed, I said, this is the only thing that will fill the hole in my heart.
There's nothing
Chocolate and caramel.
nothing wrong with that at all.
Gooey. Goodness.
I just think we ought to give ourselves a break.
Definitely.
Just do it. Just
Do
give
it.
yourself a break. Whatever you're being
I
hard
haven't
on
eaten the whole bag
yourself.
yet. That's still to come. I ate about half of it.
Are you being hard on yourself?
No. I wasn't. I was just like kind of almost over this cold finally, which has really lingered, and I can taste again. So it felt like, and we weren't doing Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving, and my bubs weren't home, so I just felt like I can taste again, and I'm a little grouchy, so economy-sized bag of Rolos it is.
Nice. I think if we could all find solutions that were that easy to our problems.
Food is a very easy answer to your problem.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it.
I do
Yeah,
too.
you get a lot of flack for using food to solve your problems, but I say just go for it.
Flak. Do you have a flak jacket?
What?
You know what a flak jacket is?
No.
For dealing with flak, deflecting flak.
Oh.
You
Like
know?
a bomber jacket?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
There's some weird substance all over my microphone handle and gooed down into the microphone
Well,
holder.
That's payback. That's payback.
It kind of
for-
looks like someone vomited down into this holder.
Yeah,
and I
but-
really want to hope that that's not what that is.
You know
but
what? You put germs all over the microphone
I
last
did,
week,
I
so this is
did.
payback time for you.
I guess. My son, the kids are away this week, and my son emailed me and said that his little brother threw up in his dad's truck. And I immediately was terrified, thinking, oh my God, they're sick when they're away from me. But then I remembered he went to his first dance the night before, and my sister chaperoned it, and she said he bought like 7 packages of Swedish fish and then 5 packages of Starburst and ate them. So I feel a little less worried because I think I know why he threw up now.
Yeah. I didn't really think of Thanksgiving as being a candy holiday.
It wasn't a candy. I mean, that's the thing at these school dances. They send 10 through 14-year-olds off to this. Personally, I think 10 years old is too young to go to a dance, but he really wanted to go, so whatever. But he really wanted to go because he knew he was going to have like $5 in his pocket and free reign to the little candy concession stand that they set up there. I just think it's a bad idea to let kids go to a place with cold hard cash and candy in the same. You got to know what's going to happen there. It's just a whole bunch of kids hopped up. They're not dancing. They're not making memories.
They're
just buying candy. It's like 2 hours away from their parents with all the candy in the world.
Yeah, they're too young, I think, to make memories.
Yeah.
So to speak.
No memories being made there.
Yeah, but it's not like a boy-girl dance, is it?
Some do.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not mine.
It's a little odd to mix the 10-year-olds with the...
I know.
A 14-year-old,
it's 5th through 8th grade, and I think that 5th graders are a little too... I mean, judging from my 5th grader, I wouldn't...
Yeah, did they just kind of set them loose?
Yeah,
so
totally
they get
loose.
to pick who they dance with? Because that's
they don't dance with anybody. They just run screaming and sliding on the floor and being wild. It's like a play date for large animals.
Okay, would you say it's kind of gender specific? Do the boys act differently than the girls at a dance, or do they all do that?
Well, they kind of all clump. There's a tiny handful of slightly paired off older, like 8th grade kids who will dance with the opposite sex or whatever. Wow. And then it's sort of paired off between girls and boys.
Just sounds scary.
I know.
I don't want to go to it.
No. So. I chaperoned and DJ'd several of them for quite a few years. And it was like a study in awkwardness. And it also felt like we were almost forcing small children to take on roles that they weren't ready for. It was like we were putting them in a position where they felt like they were, like they were supposed to be paired up and they weren't there yet. Like they were screwed up because 10-year-olds didn't have like boyfriends.
Right.
So I didn't like that part at all.
I know, it sort of seems like if you're going to do that, you should have some structure that gives them an idea of what to do.
Yeah, at least some like games or something. This was just like free for all weirdness.
Yeah. Well, this is our life.
I guess that's what adolescence is. It is free for all weirdness.
A lot of strange things that go on.
This felt pushy to me. Like,
oh gosh,
you get a cheaper entrance price if you come as a couple. It's like,
ew,
come on, little 10-year-olds coupling up. Ew. Go back and play with your tub toys. No dances for you.
Okay,
but
yeah,
sorry.
So look, there's no cars in the parking lot. It's so strange.
Bare little naked parking lot. I don't think I've ever seen it without its cars on before.
Yeah, just 3 Subarus and some other car that doesn't fit with the official Vermont state car.
Where?
Oh, it's gone now.
That was Courtney.
Oh, that was Courtney.
She's gone. Now it's 4 Subarus.
Now it's just 4 Subarus and a cat.
Where'd that cat go?
Cat just ran across the
I
parking
hope it didn't
lot.
go up inside one of our Subarus. That is my biggest nightmare. I saw somebody turn on their car once and like cat hair puffed out because the cat was being warmed under there.
No.
And then it was not.
That's bad.
A cat.
Oh, let's not start on that note.
Sorry.
Got some good stuff to talk about? Let's see. I'm sure I do.
Well, we can't talk about dreams because we had a long discussion about dreams before we got on air.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about sexual harassment. I mean, not right off the bat. We could talk about how my cat's blind.
What? Which cat?
Rosie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is she blind?
I don't know.
Just happened?
I don't know. I just went away for 2 weeks and I came back and she's bumping into stuff.
Oh, you said that.
Isn't that strange?
Did your house sitter like spritz her with Windex or something?
I don't know. I'm going to have to have a little consultation with him and see
happened
what
to my cat,
happened.
mister?
Yeah, what happened? What did you guys do while I was gone? So
You are I guess you can get blind if you masturbate a lot,
don't
according to 1950s literature.
Okay. No, that wouldn't be the problem for
Cats
my cat.
can't because, they have like claws.
Oh, da-dee-da-dum. Let's talk about spelling. I've got a spelling challenge.
All right,
we have
I'm
to
going
talk
to get
about
you
something
someday.
else.
I'm going to just...
Okay, spelling challenge. No, wait a minute.
It's like I'm a pool shark and I've just been like joshing you this whole time and I'm really a great speller and someday I'm just going to spell like the hardest word you throw at me perfectly.
Okay,
Give it to me.
I'm changing the rules today. So there's a different kind of a spelling challenge today, and it's a no pencils spelling challenge. Yeah, no, you can't.
Fine. Okay.
Can't
I'm
use
putting
pencils.
the cap on my red pen.
And also, you can't think. So no pencils and no thinking, which
you know
means...
what? You think you're going to stump me with that one. You think I think normally? No. All right.
Okay, so just come out.
Think
Just
you're so
this
smart.
is such a common word. You just be able to come out with it just
Okay.
immediately. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Occasionally.
OCC. Okay. Hold on. No, I have to write it down. I write this word all the time.
No, you can't.
Why not, Kristina?
Because you should know it.
OCC. Okay. I literally write this word correctly all the time. Why is it hard when I can't do it in my head? Okay, hold on. OCC.
Okay, write it down. I feel
Thank
bad.
you.
I just this
I'm
is,
going to get it right for once.
it's the
though.
day after Thanksgiving, and I'm sort of in the Christmas spirit, so I don't want you to suffer.
OCCASIONALLY.
Yeah.
2 L's, sorry.
And you want to know, there's a reason why I gave you this word. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I spell this word incorrectly every time.
No,
Every time.
this is it. This word is a simple word.
No, I can never remember if it's 2 C's or 2 S's, and I always do it the wrong way. Always. Always. I could say always. My brain is like wired.
Occasionally.
So,
it's like moccasin. Think of it that way.
It's like moccasin.
Well, that has 2 C's.
I have the same
Moccasin
problem
has
with
2 C's in it.
Why
Moccasin has 2 C's.
Yeah, well, that's not going to help me.
C.
It's too much like occasionally.
You spell moccasin wrong too?
Oh, forget it. I don't want to do spelling.
Okay. Good. We're in the middle of the great book cleanse of 2017 at my house right now.
The great
John
book
is
cleanse?
pissed.
He doesn't get rid of books, I thought.
No.
So what's going on?
And I was like, this will be a fun project. See all those stacks. I was like, the Christmas tree is going to come in this weekend. So see all those stacks of books like towering in the corner where the Christmas tree is going to go? Let's make them leave now. And I was like, he was doing his own thing all Thanksgiving. And I was like, this is Thanksgiving where you're supposed to be with your loved ones. And he was like, well, we'll do something together this evening. And I was like, anything of my choice? And he was like, okay. So my choice was, we're going to get rid of make the books not be in this corner anymore. And the catch is, we're not going to just move the books to another corner. We're going to weed out the German to French.
That
he has books that there's no way possible you could ever need it. Okay? You don't need to translate German to French because you don't know how to speak either of those things. Don't need that book.
Yeah, but you might need it or somebody might need it. And you have it. You might be the only person that has that book in Tunbridge.
He's very organized with his books. The ones that we went through last night were all of the animal books.
How does it go? Just describe to me step by step how you and John
we
sit
went
down
over into the
and
corner
do this.
and we took armload after armload of these stacks of books and we brought them to our dining room table, which is huge. It's like a 12-person dining room table, and we brought all the books to the table. And a stack that was probably, dining room tables start at your waist or whatever, and a stack that probably went over my head was all horse books. And I said, John, I'm the horse person in this house. If I don't feel like I need these horse books, then why do you need them? So
you don't say that to a librarian.
No, I know. And he said, well, it's like reference. What if I need to draw a horse or something and I need to look at it? And I was like, okay, all right, I'll give you that, but we don't need 37.
Okay, so
of the same encyclopedia of the horse.
Let's cut to the chase. How many did you get rid of?
We managed to get rid of about half of everything in that pile.
I'm pretty impressed by that.
But he had one stack that I'm a little leery about. He was like, these are ones that I'm just going to rip a page or two out of for something. He likes to cannibalize books to use for other projects.
Oh.
So he had one big tall stack that he wouldn't quite get rid of, and he was like, I will get rid of them. I just need to thumb through them and pull a page or two out of
Okay.
each one. And I was like, okay, but that's going to happen like in the next.
Okay, I have to
It's
ask
supposed to be
another
happening
question.
while I'm gone. Right now.
I know this is a stupid question,
What?
but why? What kind of projects does he have where he uses a page from a book?
He likes to glue them into things that he mails to people. He has a telephone log. See, he's crazy, but mostly in a good way. But he's a telephone log, and he has a new one for every year. So it's like a big blank book, and we don't answer our phone ever. So he has just tons and tons of messages, and every week he listens to all the messages on the phone, and he writes down every single person that called, key things that they wanted to talk about, and everything. And each of these pages he glues a picture in. This is like his little weird craft project that someday when he dies will be probably quite famous, but it's weird, and he likes to glue things. He mostly likes romance novel covers, like really cheesy ones. If we're out in a thrift store, he finds the most like grotesquely horrible romance novel cover.
I think somebody
and he
should
glues it in his phone book.
I think somebody should do a movie about John.
He says it helps him to find the page, like, because he can kind of remember what weirdo picture was on the page of the log, and like, and he kind of illustrates them too. Like he makes like little thought bubbles over the heads of the things that he's cut out.
I just figured out what's going to happen when John dies.
What?
Your house is going to become a museum of John.
Oh God.
It is, because he makes so much art that doesn't leave the house.
I
Then
know.
all the people that he's been sending these amazing postcards to are all going to come forward. And
Oh, they already did that. There was at the Big Town Gallery. They had a postcard show. Someone decided to do that because John's postcards are literally works of art. They're amazing.
Yeah, and they're going to all come back.
So
they're going to all come back, and there's going to have to be a
Didn't really
museum.
have anything to do with it, but they had a show.
Yeah, so you can. That's what's your future career. You might want to start fundraising now for that project.
I want less stuff. I've been really into like rearranging the furniture and making. It's because it's winter, and when winter comes, I get super nesty, and I want to make everything around me indoors because I'm indoors kind of now.
Yeah.
Serene and lovely, and I want. We have the most beautiful house like I can think of. Our house is this beautiful, 1700s gorgeous old farmhouse, and I feel like we're not doing it justice by just piling it high with crap. Like I want it to be appreciated and beautiful and displayed in a way that is like kind.
I understand. That's a noble goal.
I think of
you shouldn't have
buildings as like living beings, and I don't want to
shouldn't have married John.
Clog it up with like phlegm of books.
I'm glad that you married John. Actually, I think
me too. I just have to like his hoarding is so difficult. Sometimes.
But at least it's good hoarding. There's good hoarding and there's bad
it's
hoarding.
Books and it's plants.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Plants?
Yeah,
plants.
Yeah.
I never saw plants.
Oh, well, you haven't
Where are they?
wandered into the upper recesses of our...
Really? The books and plants?
Plants. We do not leave the house ever to go on any errand without him bringing home like a book or a plant. Like,
okay.
They come back and then...
Or art supplies, I imagine.
Yeah. Oh, pens.
Yes.
He has more pens than any human
I'm going to have to come
Oh, God.
get a tour of your house.
Every day I clean off the kitchen table and there's like anywhere between like 17 and 30 different pens, Sharpies, pencils on the table, like among the cereal and the calendar and stuff. And I'm like, honey, when you get out a pen, like you could still use that pen later. You don't need to get a fresh pen out every time you need to write something down. Because if you look at the table, look at all the pens.
Okay, I have a question. This is kind of a personal one.
Sure.
Why has he never sent me a postcard?
I don't know.
I
want one? He will send. I don't think he knows what your address is. You should have written it down and said a little heart at a funeral guest book.
I think it's really easy to find out what my address is from you.
I don't know what your address is. I could find it online pretty fast, though. Yep.
You've never sent me anything?
No.
How odd.
I've never sent you anything.
Yes, you have. You've sent me Christmas cards.
No, I just give you your Christmas cards, I think. I'm like that. I'm super am a hand deliver person. I almost never mail things.
Oh, I love the mail.
I kind of do love the mail too.
Yeah.
I never get any mail, but that's because I don't send any mail.
Well, John, he's the one that sends all the mail.
Yeah, he's sort of ceased in sending mail in the last few years because I'm afraid that is the downside of being married to me. I have kept him busier than bachelorhood, which was allowed him to spend like an hour of his day concocting.
There's a time and a place
mail.
for everything, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah. So,
Oh, we didn't introduce our show. I swore last week. I was like, we're just going to do it. We're going to do it. Get it right out of the way. I'll remember. I'll totally remember.
It's the same thing. Like, I always say that I'm going to bring the WD or DW. Which is it? Is it WD or DW40?
WD-40.
WD? See, that's another thing that my brain
DW is not anything. DW is like not a thing.
Well,
nope. There's no DW. You're thinking of GW plastics.
DWI.
Yeah. What's the difference between DWI and DUI? Driving while intoxicated, driving under the influence. Like, aren't those the same thing?
No, I think if you're driving under the influence, you're not necessarily intoxicated. You know, you could just have had a drink or two.
Right, but it's
but you're not intoxicated.
Illegal, right? I mean, you see it in the paper all the time.
I think one's more severe than the other.
Really?
That's what I always thought. I could be wrong.
But if you're being influenced by it, you're drunk.
No,
I'm saying if you're being influenced by it, it's probably you shouldn't be driving. Right?
Oh, I guess if you get a DUI, that's a thing.
I never see DWI anymore. I only see DUI.
Maybe they switched it to DUI.
Maybe they just phased that out.
They didn't want to call it intoxicated anymore. Why not?
I don't know.
Intoxicated is a perfectly legitimate word.
It's kind of a cool word as far as words go.
It's a great word.
I mean,
yeah.
Intoxicated. Sounds super hip. It's like edgy.
I'm intoxicated. I like the kind of intoxication that you have when you're not drinking. You're not using alcohol and you actually feel intoxicated. I mean, that's really, let's face it, that's the best kind of intoxication.
Intoxicated.
Because you don't have
joy.
A hangover.
You know what would make me very joyful? This has never happened. I've never, ever, ever gone in a hot springs in my whole life. And I always have wanted to. It's on my bucket list. And then I got really depressed the other day because I've just been wanting to go to one. And John told me that they smell. They stink.
I've been to one.
He said they're all sulfury and it's gross. It's like bathing in a cesspool.
No. I went to one out in Yellowstone. It's just a river and it has a hot spot because there's a hot spring that comes into it.
Like for real hot or just like pee warm?
No, it's hot. Oh. It's really hot. It doesn't smell.
See, we just don't have any around here.
I tell you what. For your dream vacation, you need to call Willy Nelson, and you need to invite him to go to a hot spring, and that would be like your ultimate high point of your life.
I don't know if I want to go in the hot spring with Willy Nelson. That might be
why.
I don't know. Like I don't. He's my soulmate, but not in like go in the hot springs with him kind of way.
You'd just be self-conscious in a bathing suit.
Oh yeah. I mean, why would I be? He's like 90, but.
Well, then you shouldn't worry about it. He's 90. If he doesn't care, if he's happy to just,
He's probably been in lots of hot springs.
Yeah, he's done it all. Because people invite him to do cool things. Because when you're famous, let's face it, people invite you to do all kinds of cool stuff.
I know.
And whereas us...
It's like,
Oh, we have to make our own cool stuff, which is great because we're creative.
Sometimes people call me to invite me to do like not so cool stuff. Like, can you come and help me, like, trap this skunk or whatever? But it's never like super cool. Really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, what's the coolest thing I did lately.
Can you come and wash dishes for this school event? Yeah, woo, can't wait. The coolest thing you did lately?
Yeah, what did I do that was cool? Well, I drove to Atlanta and...
That's cool.
That was...
You do cool stuff a lot, though, because you are quite more famous than I am.
But it's make yourself happy kind of cool. It's not somebody else coming and sweeping you off your feet happy.
Yeah.
So I'm a little overdue for some of that kind of action. Anyway, I got time to play a song. And
I still didn't introduce. Let me just introduce the show and then you play the song. You guys are listening to 11th Hour Radio on Royalton Community Radio, 96.5 WFERLP. Kristina, Stykos, Emily Howe. What else?
Thanks, that's good. That's fine.
Okay, good. Play the song then.
Okay, this is called Farther On Down the Line by Robert Bryant.
Left a broken love in D.C., shattered dreams, unanswered whys, headed out for the hopeful heartland, endless wide, wide open skies. Wandering like a pilgrim, searching for the promised land. I'm wondering about a question with the answer in my hand. Farther on down the line, love is gonna find me there. Just a little bit farther down the line, love is gonna find me there. Got my eyes upon the distance and things still yet to find. Hope for a fresh beginning is riding gently on my mind. Rolling down the highway with my doubts already gone. The dream of a new tomorrow is surely rising with the dawn. Farther on down the line, love is gonna find me there. Just a little bit farther down the line, love is gonna find me there. Just a little bit farther down the line, love is gonna find me there. Looking back upon the memory of what has come before, perhaps the time is finally here for me to close that door. Wisdom knows the difference, courage calls the change. I'll take the path before me, the next won't seem so strange. Farther on down the line, love is gonna find me there. Just a little bit farther down the line, love is gonna find me there. Feeling kinda lonely, there's an empty space inside. The hard times now we're drifting with the changing of the tide. Love is all around me when I feel it in my heart. The right one's bound to join me if I'm sure right from the start. Farther on down the line, love is gonna find me there. Just a little bit farther down the line, love is gonna find me there. Farther on down the line, love is gonna find me there. Just a little bit farther down the line, love is gonna find me there.
All right.
Woo.
That was Robert Bryant. And that was his daughter singing with him, Kaylee.
Oh.
And that was Patrick Ross playing the fiddle.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, so we just spent the break just kind of talking about some things that were aggravating in life that had to do with... I don't know if I can even talk about it without implicating somebody who's local. But okay, I'll say something nice about a local person because that's the kind of thing that you want to say on the radio. So Dave Royce, he came to get my furnace going. And that was fantastic because he always saves my butt.
I love butt savers.
Yeah, and it was simple. I knew it was simple. I just knew, but it was beyond me. There's simple things that I can troubleshoot, and then there's stuff that I just don't want to. I want somebody else to do it. And so he came, and he found the valve, the water valve, and he opened it. And it just, I'm thankful for Dave Royce. So let's do a thankful thing, because here we are. It's Thanksgiving, so I had a thankful thing.
Okay.
Of another kind of in the same vein.
All right.
Okay, so I am thankful.
Not prepared for this. I didn't think of anything.
That's things. Okay. Just relax, and things will spontaneously flood into your mind. So I am thankful that generators have an automatic low oil shutoff.
I didn't know that they did. Mm-hmm. I wonder if ours does.
It's just a fantastic thing.
Are you talking about like big whole house fancy generators? Because
Yeah.
we don't have one of those. So
Yeah.
I bet ours doesn't have that. I bet ours would just run until
No,
it
this
dies.
is a big thing
Because
that
that's the way things
mine
in our life work.
kept shutting off.
Huh. And that's what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
So that's excellent.
Thanks. And I'm grateful that it takes the same kind of oil as my car.
Ooh, even better.
So,
I am so sick of all these different engines around the world that are like different strokes for different folks or
what are you
whatever the hell, and
talking
you have to
about?
like
You're not worried about
mix them.
engines? What do you mean?
You have to mix them with things. You
What
have
do
to
you
mix
wor-
the gas with stuff.
Why
Like,
is
how
that-
do you even know?
Why is that on your mind?
Because I hate that in our barn we have to have like 17 different gas
Cans.
baskets, whatever you call those things, gas cans. And John has to write in Sharpie for what each one is for because they have different like mixtures of like
Yeah,
gas
but
and
that's
oil for
that's
different tractors
that's
and lawnmowers and weed whackers and
That
things.
is a perfect occupation for John. He loves to do things like
I know
that.
he does love to label things with Sharpies.
So I think it's a life fulfillment kind of a thing.
But it drives me bonkers because if you run out of something, I'm just like, ooh, can I just put gas in this thing?
Well, that's somebody asked me the other day. My friend Julie Lewis was visiting, and she forgot to get gas before she came to Chelsea.
Oh, big
which
mistake.
You can't get gas in Chelsea
You have to get
anymore.
gas before you even
Yes.
come to central
Well,
Vermont,
I
basically.
felt guilty because I didn't tell her before she came that she, normally I tell people, but I forgot.
We should maybe bury a tank in your yard, like a...
Well, I
secret
had,
gas station.
speaking of gas cans, I had a gas can out in the shed, but I didn't know if it had a mixture because I don't have somebody at my house with a Sharpie who is keeping track of that kind of thing. So I couldn't say with confidence, yes, Julie, you can take some gas out of my gas can. So what did I have to do instead? I had to follow her at night in the cold snow up to the town of Washington.
Whoa.
So that if she ran out of gas, I would be there for her.
Yeah, we always have to keep a pretty good supply of actual car gas because of this issue that there's pretty much no gas anywhere.
I bet somebody has a tank and they're just holding out.
We have a tank
have a
back
gas
from
tank?
when our farm was like in the 50s big, but I don't want to put gas in it because
Pat Ladd used to
it's
have a
big.
gas tank, and maybe
Yeah.
they still do. I just remember driving
a
by
lot
it.
of farms do, just because you've got a lot
Yeah,
of equipment and you're not going to drive your tractor on down the street to go get gas. So, but ours is laid buried for so long, and I noticed that the little hose to it had broken off recently. So, what? Why are you gesticulating
I
wildly
just
over there?
love to hear about it. Just I love your gas cans. I didn't know you had so many, and now I just feel pretty excited about it. Don't you?
So
Don't
excited.
you think it's great? So we're thankful for gas cans, and I'm thankful for having a home because some people
Yeah.
are homeless, and I am not currently homeless. So
I know.
I feel
Ditto.
we're really, really good about it because, the holidays can be hard, but if you have a home, you can tough it out. I mean, you can.
So not funny.
Well, you can do what you want. You can
We're
hide.
jerks.
You can hide. You
Yeah.
can have people over.
Right.
It's your choice.
All week long while I was still sick, I took advantage of Netflix, which I'd never
You took
ever...
advantage. It doesn't sound very good. You took
know.
advantage of Netflix. How would that go?
I don't mean...
Okay, sorry.
It was like the PG version of Netflix.
Okay.
I was like, I'm just going to watch Christmas movies because I don't feel good. And those are always so happy. You do not have a Christmas movie that ends badly. That's like
Right.
against the law, basically. So
Yeah, good thinking.
I did not realize, though. I thought, oh, everyone has Netflix. Netflix must be awesome. Netflix must be like the thing to watch because people talk about it all the time, right?
Right.
The selection of Christmas movies on Netflix is so atrocious that I can't even. Okay, they're called stuff like this: Christmas Kiss,
Ew.
The 12 Dates of Christmas. They're all like soft romance Christmas shows.
Ew.
And the Christmas Prince. My Christmas Prince. Like, and I watched these. I was like, whatever. There's got to be some redeeming.
Christmas.
There was also the Christmas Kiss too. Like these have sequels.
God, if you didn't have enough,
I didn't watch the second one. I was like, whoa, destroyed now. You've actually Netflix, you've actually like ruined Christmas.
What did
for
you
me.
do? How did you cope?
It started to just become like a funny joke. I feel like now I'm gonna watch. It was because I couldn't like really move. I felt drained and zapped, and I just like clicked the next one, and I was wrapped up in my blanket, and I just started to be like, I felt better because I was like, my life is not this obnoxious and cheesy. Like, I'm not watching these for real. I mean, I'm watching them, but I'm not like a person who's literally watching these for real and enjoying them. I'm like watching them in sort of a mixture of awe and horror.
There's a big distinction to be made here between people who watch them and people like you.
Anyway, but I was holding off because they do have The Grinch, Stole Christmas, but I was holding off to watch that one again. We already watched that one, but I was holding off to watch that one as a family. I'm not going to like waste the enjoyment of the one decent Christmas movie on Netflix by watching it by myself.
Yeah, like I said, I'm thankful that I don't have a television.
We don't either. I was doing it on John's laptop.
Okay.
But anyhow. All right, sorry. Okay.
Well, all I can say to you is grow up.
I got so mad at one because it was called Christmas Spirit, and I read their thing, and it was like, a woman who's like a real estate closer doesn't really have any family or life, and she lives in the big city, and she has to go to this Vermont inn to close on this house over Christmas holidays because nobody else will do it because they all have things to do, and she's just sad, pathetic.
She doesn't have a life.
Right. Okay. And so her boss is like, if you want this promotion, you go close this big inn. Nobody will close it because it's haunted. So she goes to close this inn, falls in love with the ghost that is haunting this. And I picked this one because it was a real Vermont inn. It's in Windsor, and I liked it because the scenery was here,
Yeah.
So she falls in love with the ghost who can only come to life during the 12 days of Christmas, right? So she finally decides that they're going to be together, and she loves him, and she's going to arrange it so her friends buy the inn so that every year when he comes back for the 12 days of Christmas, they can be together. And he's like, it's not enough for you. And she's like, it's fine. It's better than what I have now. And so this is like going to be her future, like that she's just going to come and be with her husband for 12 days out of every year. And like, so the last scene, is about to strike midnight when he goes away. And so he goes away, and she's like all sad, and she gets in her car to go back to the city, and she'll come back next year.
Yeah.
And he just comes walking down the driveway, and he's like, I missed you too much. I had to come back.
Oh.
Cue, credits rolling end. And I'm like, what? WTF? I thought he could only friggin' come back for 12 days. They're not even going to explain, why the ghost is alive again. Well, if he wanted to come back anytime, why didn't he just, What a stupid damn movie.
Wow. I'm glad you're
I watched it. Kristina.
Yeah, because you like to think about deep things. So that...
I could not understand the point of whoever wrote that movie being like...
But Emily, come on. What's...
Oh no, it's a Christmas movie and we ended it sad. We've got to fix that in 4 seconds. Boop! Ghost is alive now. The end.
Yeah, but there's a deeper message there. Didn't you get it?
No, I didn't. I didn't get the deep message on any of these Christmas movies.
It's never too late to get the deeper meaning of something.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't you come over and we'll watch these?
No, I don't.
Actually, it would be much more fun watching them with you because you would voice your disgust even more.
I would need a craft project.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think I could just sit and watch something without having my hands be busy.
So bad. Well, I had Kleenexes in my hands
You did.
because I was really snotty, so
Yeah.
that was kind of keeping me occupied.
Great.
Occupied. Oh no, that wasn't our word. Hey! Occupied has 2 C's, just like occasionally.
I can.
Can you spell occupied?
Yes, I can. I
Okay,
can sort of
think
relate
about
to
that then.
So, now it's gotten more complicated. So that when
Moccasin.
when I think of the word
Occupied.
Occasionally, now I'm supposed to think about the word occupied.
Yes.
And then I'm supposed to think if that
Moccasin
doesn't
as
do
well.
it, then I can go to moccasin.
I would go to occupied before moccasin.
So my go-to
Moccasin has got S's in it, and those throw you off. So I would go to, whenever you're worried about moccasin or occasionally, go to occupied.
So you think it's true that sometimes you can make something more complex to make it more easy?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. See, I've got the deeper meaning of what you just said. So I can apply it to all kinds of situations. Not. Well, thanks. That was super not helpful.
Great. Good.
And
Glad to be not helpful as usual.
Yep. Cool. That's really cool.
What's on your list?
A little sexual harassment.
Oh, yeah, right. I've been looking forward to
a little
getting
bit
to that.
the failures of friendship. I don't know. All kinds of stuff. Which do you want?
Oh,
Pick.
just
Or,
lay them all, lay them all on
my
me.
terrible childhood.
Your
Whatever.
childhood was
What do you
not
want?
that
Take your
terrible.
pick.
I gotta say, your childhood was like pretty run of the mill terrible.
It was nothing if not unusual.
It was unusual, but in the sorry, I've lost all speech.
No, you were trying to make a deeper point, so let's just get to that.
Comparatively,
Because
your life wasn't that terrible. I mean, your childhood.
okay, my dad was not a drug dealer.
Nope.
He was
And your parents were smart, educated people. And they wanted you to be smart and educated, so that happened.
You could write the book of my life. Why don't you write the biography? Because it'll look pretty nice, and then I can read it. And then
They were busy and a little bewildered about children, I think.
Okay, that sounds fair.
And I think especially bewildered about maybe a daughter who was an unusual person.
Okay, I
think
like this.
I think that is how I
how
can
you're
maybe
doing this.
describe
Okay,
your childhood.
okay, keep going.
You grew up feeling someplace in between stifled and ignored.
Okay, good.
And
And what was my?
and you were a weird little mascot for fraternities. Which
But
is,
what did
there's some scarring.
What did I do when I was like lonely? What did I do?
I think you put dead animals in your closet
Yeah,
and
Well, I had
just
an
went off
animal
by
hospital.
yourself. You just
Yeah.
went off by yourself all the time.
into the woods.
And everybody was like glad that you were not in their hair, but they're also like, what the hell is wrong with our child? That's how they felt about you.
Yeah, except my mom liked me.
Both your parents liked you. They just came from different
Well,
places
I
where they don't
think
know how to
I-
tell people, especially little people, that they like them.
Yeah. Okay. I really wasn't trying to say anything about my childhood that had any significance to anybody. And so
that's the take I get on it.
Yeah, we've cleared it
basically.
up. I had a great childhood.
It's like
It was
generic
cool.
annoyingness of childhood.
That's right. It had some of the good, some of the bad, some of the ugly, some of the great, some of the like privilege, some of the like depths of.
And your brothers were dicks when you were growing up,
Yeah.
because that's the way all brothers are when you're growing up, and now they're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there we
Sounds
go.
good. Right on. All right.
What do you want to add to this?
Nothing, because it's time for a song,
Oh.
so I can get out of this really easily. I'm gonna
It's
take
on your list.
opportunity. Okay, so the next song is called "Esclave à l'amour," except I can't say that very
Like
well.
snails of love.
Esclave.
Oh no,
I think it's more like slave.
I think
not
of
slug.
escargot.
Escargot.
L'amour. Should be your next song.
What?
Escargot
Snail of love?
l'amour.
Escargot à l'amour. Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Esclave à l'amour, je ne pense qu'à toi. Ton visage jamais me rend l'esprit. Mise dans le trou, mes émotions. J'abandonne la raison pour l'amour suprême. Esclave à l'amour, je ne pense qu'à toi. Ton visage jamais me rend l'esprit. Mise dans le trou, mes émotions. J'abandonne la raison pour l'amour suprême. Prisonnière de ma propre volonté. Tes regards, tes lèvres, ta voix m'appelle au cœur, mon âme s'effondre. Que puis-je contraindre? Prisonnière de ma propre volonté. Tes regards, tes lèvres, ta voix m'appelle, mon ton visage jamais me hante l'esprit. Mise dans le trou, mes émotions reins. J'abandonne la raison pour l'amour suprême.
Whoops.
Did I say who that was?
No,
that
you didn't.
That was Michelle Schwanier.
Schwanier? Like Schwan's truck?
We have not talked about the Schwan's truck in a long time. I miss it.
That's because they've switched their route, so they do not come to this area on Fridays any longer, so we no longer feel like they're stalking us.
Oh, that's it? Mm-hmm. I had no idea. I guess I haven't seen it in a while, or we would have talked about it.
They seem to do the Route 110 route maybe on like Tuesdays or something, some just silly day.
Huh.
So, I kind of like, part of me almost wants to order something from them, just to see how this magic plays out.
I want to see them open the little doors on the side of the truck. That looks so...
I've seen that.
You've seen it?
Yep.
You have?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it like? Like, what's
it's
inside
like
there?
A refrigerator.
Really?
There's just shelves with little boxes of fish sticks and stuff.
God, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's really the coolest thing ever.
I don't know how they know which door to open, though.
I could get you a subscription for Christmas to Schwan's.
I don't think you get subscriptions.
Sure,
I think you have to like order it by like thing.
No,
like,
you get a subscription like, you get a subscription, you say, and you get a checklist. You say, I want 5 fish sticks. I want 3 ice creams. I want 10 meatloaf stroganoff.
What?
Right?
I don't really know how it works.
Well, I just have a great fantasy about it.
I do too.
Want to talk about fantasy?
Sure.
Well, here's what I have to say about fantasy. I wanted to just note, since of course Uranus has been influencing your chart this week.
When did that name change? When we were kids, it was Uranus.
Don't say that.
Well, it was.
You can't say that now. Take it back.
I just, like...
That's so de rigueur.
I just don't understand why we've changed the pronunciation of something. Are anuses more, like, offensive to the modern day person than they were back in the 70s?
I think astrologers were just getting harassed. It's a harassment
Well, they named
issue.
it. Dummies.
Yeah, but they started getting more popular, and whenever you start getting more popular, you attract aggression.
Right.
So...
I love that prunes are called dried plums now.
No, they're not.
Yes, they damn are.
Dried plum jam? Forget it. That's not happening.
I'm sorry, but prunes got a bad rap, so now all the gourmets can be like, oh, we have this lovely dried plum.
No, you're delusional.
No.
You are.
No.
Well,
this is all about marketing, Kristina.
No,
I don't know why they need to market Uranus, but...
This is a good segue right here into this topic of delusion. There's a fine line.
Like measles? Like people think measles are going to kill everybody, and they're really not. Everybody used to have measles.
Well, see,
all the time.
Listen, you want to hear the wisdom of Uranus? You say it your way. Do you want to hear the wisdom of
Uranus? Why are you 10 years old? Tell me it.
I'm sorry. That planet, of which we will not mention its name again,
planet
is
formerly known as Uranus.
It's sort of the ruler of things like delusion. But what is the difference? And here I pose the question to you. What is the difference between delusion and a dream that you're going to step into? Right?
No. What?
Yeah. It's a fine line. How do you know that it's a delusion as opposed to you're dreaming something that is just about to become real because you're dreaming it with such ferocity? No comment?
pleading the fifth on...
You can say no comment. That's
on this
You don't have to talk to
because
me.
I actually don't really understand what the question is.
All right, don't talk to me then.
I'll
I won't
talk to you. I will totally talk to you. I just...
What if I don't feel like talking to you right now?
You lose me on astrology sometimes.
All right, let's talk about coming to an impasse.
Okay, that sounds...
Have you ever had that experience?
Totally easier to
What does
talk
it feel like?
Like a brick wall.
Wow. And what do you do?
You hit your head on it like 1,000 times before you accept that it's an impasse. At least that's what I do.
Well, here's a couple options I see when you get to an impasse. A, you could agree to disagree and move forward, right? And continue on. Or you can divide from that which is the wall. You can honor your reality and your insights and your feelings and seek what you need.
What kind of show is this? What are you talking about?
Well, whose idea was Personal Growth Friday?
Not mine. You think I want to grow personally?
It was Kendra's idea.
Kendra?
I'm just trying to honor Kendra.
Oh, she
worth
said
it.
she's having some sort of skin issue. And I'm like, welcome to my world. What? She's all like, my skin is going crazy.
Well, I have advice for her.
Hey, my skin doesn't even look like skin. It's like a theme park for crazy things.
You guys, these are young people's problems. People when you're old like me.
What? You don't have any skin problems.
Well, I have my own version of skin problems, which is not
it's
like
called,
the
my face is perfect.
person.
It's so terrible. What is? You have no skin problems.
Moving right along. Let's talk about sexual harassment.
I've never come in here and seen a giant zit beaming like Rudolph off your nose.
As I've said, I do not have young person skin problems. I have old person skin problems, which are like brown spots all over your face.
No, you don't have any of those. So
I do, you liar.
No, where?
I don't care. You don't have to agree with me. I'm parting. We are at an impasse. Okay, so my reality is different than yours.
Okay.
So go your way, and I will take care of myself.
I prefer brown over red, though. So
no, you don't.
Yes. If someone said, "Do you want a brown spot or do you want a big red bump?" I would say, "You hand me that brown spot now."
I'll ask you in 20 years.
Yeah, because then I'll have both.
Yeah. Okay, so you kept saying to me you wanted to talk about sexual harassment.
Oh, no, I don't really want to. It just sounded like you had something super juicy to say.
Well, I just had a few comments to make. I mean, they're just, everybody's kind of saying the same thing, basically, that, I figured that maybe a third of all the encounters that I've had in my life with the male species have been, them touching or grabbing or saying lewd things to me.
Yeah, that sounds...
I got like statistical about it. I said maybe it's about a third. And, this would include bosses and coworkers and clients and professors and strangers on the street and male friends and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
But for that, if that's a third, then there's another third that just ignored me. And that's cool, Mm-hmm. There's people that we ignore, we don't see, that are invisible. But I wanted to apologize to the third of men who were very well-mannered, because somehow I didn't really notice them enough because I was too busy dealing with the ones that were aggressive.
Right, but that is... Are they the men who are being well-behaved, or are they the men who are denying that? I don't like the men who, when they hear tales of women suffering trauma, immediately go and say, like, "Oh, it's not all of us. There's good guys too." Like, yeah, yep, there is. That is that third.
That's a conversation stopper, sort of. I mean, it's true.
Right.
It's true.
It is, but it's a 100% not necessary thing to say right then.
Well, it's like you can put that to the side and that can be true, and then have the conversation.
It's a different part. It has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
Right. It's a deflection of the issue. Really.
And you know what? Whether or not they do the bad things, if they tolerate them, then they do the bad things.
Uh-huh.
That's just the way it is.
Complicity, we're talking about.
Complicity is by default doing the bad thing. Because you're allowing it to go on around you, which means everyone around you thinks that if you don't say not cool, then it means that by default you accept it. You're approving the bad behavior. So whether or not you actually are being the one to participate in the bad behavior, if it goes on around you, then you're and you don't say that it's bad, you're participating.
Yeah, so. It's complex.
It is complex.
But another thing that I thought was that I just wanted to pose this question, like, what is it that makes a man think that a woman wants to know that he's aroused?
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, why does everybody think that would be like good information? And if you're not trying to
I think society has taught men that by saying they're aroused, obviously means that the woman will be automatically aroused by the fact that they're aroused because they're the only ones who matter.
That's the fallacy right there. I mean, I think that the only time that a woman really wants to know that you're horny is if you're in the process of building a relationship with her, or the exception to the rule is that you might like it if you're drunk, right?
I don't think you like it if you're drunk. I think women get drunk so that they can pretend that they like it.
Okay, yes. That's exactly
basically
what I meant.
Men are easier to deal with when you're not thinking, because you don't have to say to yourself, wow, super inappropriate, that was a jackass move. If you're drunk, you can just be like, meh, whatever. Drunk is just a form of escapism, I guess.
Spoken by a true expert.
I don't know. I don't drink. I don't even know. That's just kind of what I have seen in the past. I see women getting drunk. I also see women getting what I perceive to be pretend drunk. And I'm like, you've had a beer and you're dancing on a table without a shirt on. What's going on there? That doesn't seem accurate.
That's like me pretending to be asleep when a guy was trying to kiss me in junior high school. Like, I just sat down and pretended I was sleeping, and then he eventually went away. See, that's pretty smart.
That actually wouldn't deter most men, so I'm sort of surprised that he went away.
Junior high school, it worked pretty well.
Maybe boys still have some vague manners left over from their mother teaching them things in junior high.
And he was a downtown boy. He was kind of
by high school, you being asleep would be extra great.
I see what you're saying. I get it, yeah.
You'd be like, this is perfect. It's like a sex doll.
Okay.
It doesn't even
I hate to say it.
Oh.
But it's almost time for us to
we should thank our
sponsors and be out of here, be gone from out of everybody's hair, so you can get back to the good music. So you've been listening to 11th Hour Radio. Thanks for listening, because we wouldn't be doing this if you weren't listening.
We might be.
Where? What would we do?
I don't.
Where
we might.
we do it?
We don't know anyone's listening. We don't know that for certain right now.
Well, somebody's going to tell us that they heard something, that it wasn't dead air from 11 to 12.
Right. But we do thank the Tunbridge Grease Collective and Mountain Folk and Howville Farms for their very kind and generous sponsorship of our show. We don't know why they sponsor us. Probably because no one else will, and they run the radio station.
And thanks to Courtney Collins for vacuuming the station.
I know, and for smelling like cotton candy.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So
she so smells good and has pretty hair.
Yeah, she's just
stuff.
So cool.
She's like a real girl.
She is the coolest person. Yeah, she is in so many ways. All right.
I just don't get it. I don't get how she has kids and she gets up in the morning and makes herself look like a real girl.
We'll have to ask her.
It's magical.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Have a fabulous
weekend. Next week.